streams that he's been putting on together, especially his competitions and tournaments. He's looking to be the one that makes those calls. Will it be enough against Team Dev? We'll have to wait and see. Team Dev, not really sure who their in-game leader is, but they've got a well-versed roster, like you said, in the esports scene, and they're going to be capable of discouraging Team Canyon in a lot of different ways. We'll see how they use their utility, because that's going to be their main way to do that.
And we do see that Kellar has opted for the Cypher, Mendo on Sage, and we are loaded into game round 1 starting here from Team Canyon against Team Dev.
Yeah, a couple of shots coming through. Synced here as well, looking to potentially push on through the smoke, but it's just Team Dev that is keeping them guessing where are they going. They're still trying to hold on to that mid control, but Aceu and friends are doing their best to dissuade them, and a couple of swing peaks, not going to see anybody, but another dark cover going to come out to block some vision.
Now, interesting to see Aceu play Phoenix rather than Jet. We've seen some of his highlight plays that he has shared on social media are mostly Jet overall, which has been impressive for him. But we talked yesterday a little bit about Jet not being the best of characters for team play, particularly when you're playing in a tournament versus playing sort of in pubs by yourself. So now we see Team Dev will advance in the mid. Team Canyon does respond with a kill, and now we're in a 3v3 situation, but it looks like Team Dev will take the A site.
Yeah, now Team Canyon just trying to think about where are we going to go from here, as they're still holding on to rope control in the middle, but Team Dev, like you said, has successfully taken over that A site. The rotation coming in here from Volcano as he looks to try to scout out any members from Team Canyon looking to make their way back onto the site, but they're just going to hold on to ropes. And now, if you see on the side of the map, they're going to be trying to push in onto ramp of Volcano. He's going to be laying his way. One comes through. He hops on over, using that burst, and Aceu there with the kill. And now the barrier orb does come out as Team Canyon, Aceu trying to push on through, but Team Dev will be there to stop the advance as they are using all of their utility to keep him at bay, and the shots straight through as NTT on the Viper able to secure round number 1 for the Devs.
Impressive round there for the Devs. It did seem like as some of the mid plays were coming out that Team Canyon had a little bit of an advantage there. They held the mid spot, but as that happened, Team Dev rotated around to the A site, were able to sort of prop up, and now we see them with a 1-0 advantage. This should be a save from Team Canyon here as Team Dev buys their first set of weapons. And now we will see where they advance. We see them gathering over towards sewers and gathering towards garage, split here, but both sort of hovering around the mid position as we move forward.
Yeah, Volcano using that dark cover. He's got the Guardian, and so a fight breaks out near garage, and it's a quick trade-off. Nickwu and Mendo. Now a 4v4, but Volcano able to answer back, and now things are down to the wire as Team Canyon is falling apart.
See Volcano remove the tracking dart after being hit with the Cypher Cam earlier. And again, though, as they call for all the rotations to be towards B, as they think that Team Dev is going to make a B push, you see Team Dev run onto a site. They're going to get another plant here, and although it's going to be a 3v3, Team Canyon's got to make a move. They're all sitting in mid, and now they have to look to rotate.
Yeah, and it's still that 3v3 like you said, but with the spike planted, Team Canyon need to act fast. They're thinking about that potential rope rotation. Kellar going to go the long way around through the defender spawn as Team Canyon look to try to split the triple duty and rotate around as much as possible, but it will be actually an even longer rotation coming out from Team Canyon, one going through the attacker spawn. And now NTT on the Spectre here holding things on. Penguin finds that rotation from the spawn, and he'll be able to pick up the Bulldogs. A couple more shots break out. He's going to heal his teammate, and now 3 members from Team Dev successfully plant the spike, and a 2-0 start. Pretty convincing here for Team Dev.
Indeed, it is. I don't know if that point, if you're Team Canyon, you're probably at a disadvantage in the round. There is a possibility there that you could have just taken the guns that you got from the kills that you got earlier on and just back off and take a save here. Their economy will be a lot better now after losing that round for the members of Team Canyon that ended up dying. We obviously see a few survive. Now the moment of truth here, though. is will Team Canyon be able to win this round now with a better buy than they had previously? So we see another rotation and sort of hold towards mid for Team Dev. Two on the side of Sewers. Volcano here on Omen, sitting on the side of the site. Just trying to fire through that box. I think someone's there. They are not. And now we will see Kellar jump down into sight. Maybe look to make a push-up garage here. Maybe that's the play, is that he plays a little aggressively. We only see one on the side of Team Dev sitting in garage. Two more in mid. Volcano goes down. And now there's a 5v4 advantage for Team Canyon.
Yeah, Team Canyon definitely feeling a lot better around this time around. And Aceu here with the swing. He's going to find one through the toxic screen. That's going to be the Viper. Mendo as well, helping out, but Nickwu will answer back on the other side. But now a 4v1 Team Dev up against the ropes.
That's exactly what needed to happen for Team Canyon, really to get their momentum started, get to the point where they can push forward. After winning a round now, Team Dev should have enough of an economy to buy at least a light buy. Maybe not a full-on buying every weapon they want, but being on the attacker side, you're not looking to buy like an operator or anything on this map. There's not really great angles you can hold with it from the attack side of things on split. So we see them opt towards a different strategy here. They're now stacking towards A on A long, rather than holding two sides of sewers, but they are going to cause a little bit of distraction here on the B site.
Yeah, allowing themselves space to commit some of that utility or bring some of that utility out from Team Canyon, and the peek through in the lobby as they might decide to rotate back. Excal here on the Cypher, getting a couple of shots here onto ramp with the Sheriff, but still no convincing push from either side, and Team Canyon hold on. This Team Dev are still looking for that initial pick, and that might be what it is exactly that they're looking for, but they're still playing cautiously as this is an eco round for them.
Opting for the Sheriff, obviously a very strong pistol.
Hellfire!
Not many people use it though. You see a lot of Frenzy and Ghost in normal games, non-competitive games. The Sheriff, though, clearly a favorite of the developers here, as we see multiple bought across the board. Aceu just sitting on top of the stage wall, though, waiting for an A push that will not come as Team Dev rotates and stacks up in mid.
That's not going to feel good, and kills continue to funnel on through as Team Canyon is finding it through the chaos. There's going to be synced with another. Excal going to answer back, but there's still one more remaining, and Sync cleans them on up.
Impressive play by Synced. One of the players that not many people are familiar with heading into this tournament. Clearly quite good at the game after seeing that 4K. Yeah, you know, Team Canyon's comprised of some of the most popular people in all of Apex Legends, like Dizzy, like Aceu, like Mendo. Synced maybe not getting as much love, but definitely deserves it after that 4K there to clean up Team Dev. And now we see a 2-2, even here. This game already more competitive than I think many would be. Team Canyon does have a side advantage. I think many people would agree that most of the maps in this game are defender-sided in various degrees, Split probably being the most among them. Impressive push-up from Syncdez, followed by Stim Beacon. Where will he smoke?
Yeah, they're just trying to get a little bit of information, and Excal going to be on that double duty. He's got that hold here in mid, looking through sewers, but still, it's Team Canyon holding on, and they're starting to commit a few resources off to mid and B, having only really Mendo on that A site, hiding up in heaven, and it'll be a pretty big push coming in from Team Dev as they have three situated there, looking for that information. Volcano just kind of getting a couple of pre-fire shots here through mid, but still, no hard push yet coming out from Team Dev.
We see Aceu's Phoenix Salt has been blown as Team Dev starts to make the rotation towards A. They are playing the Heaven site. They did think there for a second about potentially going Vince. We should expect a Team Canyon rotation once they know that they are here, but Spike is down as Mendo cleans up one. Ooh. Cannot get a second, though.
Yeah, Nickwu now here trying to look for an opportunity to avenge his fallen comrade, and he's going to do that through ramp as he's holding an angle or two, and Dizzy here running on through rope, trying to catch who is on this site, checking every nook and cranny as he possibly can. The Viper's pick going to be going on to that A site, and that's going to be very difficult to push through, especially if you don't have someone that can gather that information that you need. But the push will start to commence. A couple of shots here as they start to move on through. A double jump coming out from Dizzy as he goes soaring through the sky, and they find all the kills they need through the Viper's pit and take round number 5.
Impressive play there by Aceu and by Dizzy. Certainly, two of the people that we've looked at, we've seen their clips on social media, on Twitter, and on their Twitch streams. Two guys who really were competitive among them on Energy Esports and Apex Legends. Also, Dizzy is one of the most popular Apex players I think ever. I think that's a fair assessment, and obviously retired to stream primarily. But Aceu is someone to watch there too, as you saw him help Dizzy do that retake. I've been impressed by Aceu's play overall. We'll see if it continues in this tournament. But I think there's something to be said here about Team Canyon, and maybe after having a career for the past year in Apex Legends, maybe there's a career for Valorant in here for some of them as well.
Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful talk between, but we have a little bit of action here in the middle of the map as kills are now starting to funnel on through. Penguin going to revive Excal as things start to even out and look a little bit rough here for Canyon. Sync still holding on to mid, getting a couple of pre-fire shots through the dark cover, but Team Dev holding fast. They hold on to bottom middle, still more pre-fire shots, just trying to get a frag or some sort of control that they can open up, but already a 4v5 gonna favor the Devs here.
What will we see the Devs do with this 4v5 advantage? You do see Aceu get tagged up after getting hit with a tracking dart. Oh, and he is fragged out. Now it is a 3v5 advantage, and it looks like the Devs will make a push up mid. Will they decide to go A through the vent, or will they decide to go B heaven and push out onto B site? No one is waiting for them at A heaven. You do see someone waiting on the site for Team Canyon on A site. They do have some people in Syncdez with 2 frags there, waiting for them in B heaven. Now it's a 3v2.
Oh no! Mendo! He's gonna find 2, and Nickwu easily going to answer that back, and now Kellar, he's the last one remaining, thinking, where is he gonna push on through? Nickwu needs to get over to the spike, as now things start to unravel down to a 1v1 scenario. Team Canyon versus Team Dev in round number 6, but the round will go over to Team Canyon as Team Dev not able to plant the spike in time. And Team Canyon with a very understandable lead here on the defender-sided map, but every round matters, especially against the Devs.
That certainly looked like Team Dev had that one in the bag. They got the advantage. They fragged out Aceu to make it 3v5, but Mendo and Syncdez had other ideas for them, making that cleanup over on B heaven and B site. Impressive team synergy here from Team Canyon. You know, the one thing you can say about the developers here is that these guys work together every single day. So there may be a little bit of synergy here that exists for them that does not exist for Team Canyon, but we have seen a lot of these Team Canyon players play together, even if they did not play on the same Apex teams. They have been playing a lot of Valorant together over the past few weeks in preparation for this Invitational and for others.
Yeah, and they've been playing. Yeah, you're not wrong. They've been playing in maybe not the full roster, but a few of these members definitely have a lot of synergy together, and that might be what gets them to this match. Got 3 ultimates available, but Aceu and NTT trading things off. Now down to a 3v3. NTT continues the chaos, and Sync is there to answer back quickly. And now a 4v1. The Devs are in trouble as the peeps come out onto the site. They're looking for that last remaining member on the stage. It's going to be Penguin as he's still trying to hold on here as Team Canyon look to hunt him down.
Now we're watching through Nickwu's POV here, just trying to hold this mid position after being all left by himself. For those unfamiliar with Nickwu, I did get a little bit of flack yesterday for saying that League of Legends players should not play FPS games after the poor performance we saw from Team Rift. But Nickwu is a former professional League of Legends player himself, played in the LCS once upon a time, and then joined Riot on the game side of things and eventually ended up on the Valorant developer team, and someone that fan favorite, I would say, from the loaded exhibition match that was a few weeks ago, in terms of them playing, the developer team playing against some of the biggest influencers who have been able to play Valorant. But Nickwu sits here all by himself, gets fragged out, and that's another round for Team Canyon.
Sorry, my apologies. I believe I thought I saw the Sova, but it was Nickwu on the... Sorry, I believe I saw the Sage, but it was Nickwu on the Sova, the last member remaining. And now we're going to see an eco round coming out from the devs. We see pistols across the board. Or we might see that change. They did have quite a lot in the bank. I think I saw a couple of credits in the 5,000. So Team Dev definitely having enough to buy here if they want, but they might opt in for the eco just in case. But Team Canyon, off to a really great start. They are 3 rounds above as we enter into round number 8. And we are nearing the end of this first half. We'll have to see if Team Canyon can continue their lead as Team Canyon are holding off this attack coming out from the devs.
Prepare for hellfire!
Oh boy, that's going to be an orbital strike that comes on through, but it's only 2 kills that are traded away now, 4 on 4. They're still looking for more as Excal finds one through the blaze, and Aceu running it back, throwing the curveball for good measure, but look, no one's there. He tries to get the swing, and it's not going to be enough, and now a 3v3.
What will we see them do now? We're at this even advantage for both teams. We did see the Team Dev pick up various different guns.
Found you.
No. That's not how you want to end the round, but Kellar only finding one through that recon bolt, and now he's looking for the rotation, and Mendo able to find the frag onto NTT, and there's last one member remaining. He's right behind the pamphlet board, and they're just trying to fire through. Penguin still able to find one. The spike's been planted, and he's looking still for that defuse that is coming up from Canyon, but they will find the last one. Mendo with the 3K and the defuse puts him up 6 rounds.
Good play there by Mendo to get that retake. Penguin looked like he had it nearly there for a second. Peeked out, was able to return a frag from behind the pamphlet board. Now we will see Team Canyon with a 6-2 advantage. Simo, is this anywhat surprising to you? We know that Split is a defender-sided map, but we expected Team Canyon to be competitive, to be fair. But is it any surprising here that they have a 4-round advantage against the developers, who many people regard as one of the best teams in this tournament?
Well, we'll have to see once we enter into the second half where Team Dev will be on the defender side. What if it's an absolute sweep that comes out from the defenders in that second half? Team Canyon, however, giving them a lot more credit than I think they deserve a lot more credit since they've been practicing a lot more since the loaded versus Dev match. And obviously that match happened really early on in the closed beta, and now that people have probably been playing for hours and hours on end, especially this Canyon roster, they are able to start to see through some of those tricks or the smoke and mirrors that Team Dev are throwing at them, and we're seeing a much more even game.
See Volcano here. He had used his ultimate to get behind Team Canyon, but he does have people on each side of him as he looks left and looks right. One near that heaven entrance. Gets fragged out there. No, sirree. Volcano, you and your Omen do not get to be the lurker in this situation.
Oh, Dizzy, he's perfected the double jump with the blast pack, getting a kill with the showstopper, and now Team Dev, now there's 2 more members remaining. Neutral Dev's gonna come out as well, but Aceu there with the flank up in heaven, and now NTT, the last member remaining with the Phantom. Can he make things work? One headshot gonna come through, one more jumping in, it's Mendo, he takes him down, and still with 2 members remaining. NTT is trying to clutch this one out. He's gonna be pushing on in through garage, slow walking in the moonlight, shots gonna be coming out through the side, and Aceu will finish that one strong, putting them up 5 rounds over the devs.
We saw with NTT there, he barely had enough time to plan if he would have fragged that, so he had to go for the kills to be able to try to win that round. Did not do so successfully. Really, that round started off with Volcano using his ultimate, trying to get behind the backline of Team Canyon and really trying to get some of those working kills. He was fragged out by Mendo, who saw it. Don't know if expected it, but certainly saw him when he turned the corner around B site. So now let's see what Team Dev does here. We do see them sort of hovering around mid, using the Cypher Cam, trying to get some information. They have not been able to do so successfully previously. We do see them with the spike rotate closer to A's site. As Kellar sits there in heaven alongside Dizzy. Will they be able to hold off this push if that is what happens after getting that first kill?
I mean, Excal here with the Sheriff, pretty telling that it's going to be an eco round for Team Dev, but still the setup about to start up in full swing. It is a 4v4. Six here finding a kill. He's gonna find two. He's looking for the third, but there's still no one in mid as the other two members from Team Dev are on that A side, looking to push in through ramp. That's gonna be one that peaks Excal, but he's able to now slow walk over on up into heaven as they're still looking to break open up onto this A site. It'll be Kellar that's waiting there. Cybercage not going to connect. Slow orb as well. Gonna push him off. He's gonna potentially hide behind this garbage can. And Dizzy here with the open frag, and Kellar will clean things up. Another easy round here for Team Canyon.
Team Canyon with a 6-round advantage here as we're only two rounds away, this one and the next, from being at the half. Can Team Canyon push this up to a 10-2 advantage? That would be pretty close to insurmountable. Team Dev would have to be near perfect. We have seen worse. We saw yesterday with Team Heroes scaling the comeback from down 9-3 at the half. Can this be 10-2, or can Team Dev try to make it more even as the majority of them buy up? Will Volcano use his economy to try to buy something for himself? But we do see Phantoms and a Vandal come out for Team Dev as they look to potentially even this out, at least make it an 8-4. Make things not as insurmountable as they move on to the defender side.
Yeah, but Dizzy already finding that kill onto Nickwu on the other side of the map. Volcano stuck between a rock and a hard place in the scuttle bar. He's going to swing the corner. He's going to find Mendo and now has to escape as those paint shells are quite deadly. You don't want to get caught in that. Hot hands as well coming in off the side. They're just a little pinched here in mid, but now Team Canyon are able to stabilize alongside Team Dev as Aceu is looking for a potential peek into mid. And time again, for the mid control as Sync finds one onto Volcano. And Team Dev still finding their entry onto whatever site they choose. But Excal finds one onto Dizzy, and now things start to look good.
Looks better, and Syncdez though has been holding this mid position very, very well. I would so far we've had a really good across the board performance here from Team Canyon, but Syncdez clearly sort of starting things off for them in multiple rounds here, punching above the weight I think many would have expected out of him. People said that he was good at Valorant, but all the names on Team Canyon draw you to the likes of Mendo and Aceu and Dizzy if you're a fan that's maybe not as familiar with the play that they've been having recently.
Yeah, but now Team Canyon actually finding maybe their first opportunity. That's going to be the spike planted onto that B side. And now Kellar all alone. Nickwu with the swing. The operator finally comes through. And a round one here for Team Dev. And like you said, they want that 8-4, and this might be the beginning of it.
Impressive work by Team Dev to finally get around, trying to push this to 8-4 to only go down with a 4-round advantage. Much better than going down with a 7-round advantage, 6-round advantage if that's how this ends. It's a lot easier to take it back if you give it a shot. So let's see here what Team Dev will do. We see the recon drone come out, just trying to get information as they have previously. Mendo holding with the op.
Wow. He's just carrying a whole kit with him. Yeah, he just bought every single gun in the store, and he's just cycling them through onto the next side. And if he needs some long range, he's got the op. If he wants to switch things up, he's got the Vandal. But Kellar here with the Phantom, able to get the kill onto NTT, and that's going to start to open things up as Team Dev. We're looking to hopefully take that site by storm. But it'll be Kellar that stops that advance, discourages them from pushing further, but they're still going to hang around as they might attempt round number 2.
We do not see an ultimate available here for Penguin on the side of Team Dev. He cannot revive anyone as of right now, and getting the ultimate points here within the last round to do it would be difficult. Syncdez using his ultimate as a way to bait people out, to make them push forward, and there he was just sitting, waiting to pick them off. Team Canyon here with an advantage.
Kellar going to continue that advantage. He finds 2. Oh my goodness. And now one last member here remaining for Team Dev. It's going to be Nickwu. He's got the operator in tow, looking to get a couple of those shots. And he hears someone making a little bit of noise here up the ramp. And it'll be Team Canyon that is going to slowly peek around the corner. That's going to be one. Switches back to the up. He's looking for one more. That's the quick flick. And now what seemed grim is very doable here for Team Dev. But the timer expires. And it's a 9-3 first half over to the side of Team Canyon.
Get that one kill though for Prosperity, Nickwu there at the very end, shooting at Penguin or shooting at Mendo and getting the cleanup there at the very end as Mendo sits to the back of sight. It's a nice highlight play until you realize the timer comes down and you don't have enough time to get the spike planted. So we do see Team Canyon start off the game with a 9-3 advantage in the first half. Can Team Dev replicate Team Canyon's defender success, or will Team Dev get upset here in the first round of this group?
Well, we already see Nickwu looking to the stars, hoping to triangulate some sort of position. He's checking the telescope. He's checking everything that he needs to check, and that's going to be a pretty long-range recon bolt as he's looking to scout out where's that rotation going to be coming in from Team Canyon. There's a huge force assembled in garage next to that B site, and it'll be Penguin that hopes to dissuade them, discourage them from pushing further. And still that mid control is pretty important for Team Dev as they're looking to hold on both angles, both sides of the coin, and Team Canyon are pretty stacked, might I say, as Team Dev a little bit more spread out, able to catch the rotations if need be.
We did see that is the one thing you can get with Team Dev. That recon bolt fired early by Nickwu did land in mid in very good position right in the center. That is one of the biggest advantages you can have if you're Team Dev. You programmed this game, so no one knows it better than you.
Yeah, well, you might have to eat your words as Team Canyon there, already able to go online, but it's evened out quickly as it's a 3v2. Synced on the other side, gonna find Nickwu as Volcano walking in through heaven, taking that stairway, looking for an opportunity. There's gonna be one below him. He's trying to find him out, but not able to find. And Aceu with looking up above into heaven, Synced as well, cleaning up the round. And Team Canyon proving that they can still win on the attacker side.
Yesterday, Kevin and I talked about sort of how the economy in this game is different from the one in Counter-Strike. It does not punish you as much for losing rounds, but it does if you lose the first pistol, so we can make a safe assumption. We won't say for sure, but this could be an 11-3 score after this round, and that means the Team Dev's going to have to mount some sort of comeback, or they will find themselves down 0-1 in the very beginning of the standings of Group B. Certainly not the position they wanted to be. Could we see, if they lose this game, could we see a Team Mirage versus Team Dev semi-final rather than the final that everyone predicted? That would be exciting because that means we have somebody else coming out on the other side.
Yeah, we'll have to see Dizzy looking for that control of Garage. He's going to blast pack his way through, get a little aggressive, get athletic, but no one's going to be there on the other side. Another blast pack going to be coming on through as he's trying to get control, and no one will be there for his athleticism as he's just going to back away with his team as they look to rotate through mid, as Team Dev are still trying to scout them out, still looking to hopefully clutch out this round as they want to put another one on the board, like you said, because with 11-3, Team Canyon will definitely be poised to take the victory if this round goes over to them.
I do just want to say, for those unfamiliar, we know who he is, but if you see the player with the special characters at the bottom left of the screen on your screen, that would be Dizzy. Not using his actual ID in Valorant. Understandably so, as to why, if he gets MM'd. But Volcano, early kill here, that was needed, only to get return fragged by Kellar. And now we see Team Canyon pushing out onto site.
Ooh, that's got to be rough. Now a 3v3 as Team Dev starts to collapse onto the side as they're running in from spawn, and Team Canyon will hold on to the site. We'll have to see as the swing will come here from Nickwu. He's going to look for that first engagement. Excal off to the side, hiding in screens, still trying to inch forward ever so closely to find who is on the other side. And it'll be Penguin as well here. Sync now going to find the first person swinging around. That's going to be the kill with the Spectre. They're still looking to fight and engage. One shot coming in from heaven. Sync with the third. And now Dizzy finding that last one through the pamphlet board. And it'll be Mendo that clutches things out. 11-3. Team Canyon are on a roll.
Can Team Dev do it? Understandably, they would be able to buy here as we look at the economies real quick if our observer can bring those up. But Team Dev here is able to buy. Now we see SMGs, a Vandal, and a Phantom on the side of Team Canyon. Team Dev now with Volcano with that operator once again. Phantoms and Vandals for the rest. So this is a even gun buy round here as we head into, we see Team Canyon favoring B site through garage. Gonna send the boombot out. Wall comes up. Will they make this push? Thinking about some brimstone smokes to lead them in.
We'll have to see Penguin holding that side up in heaven, as well as NTT on this other side holding ropes. They're still favoring the mid control as Team Canyon. We're looking for that opportunity, using all of the utility on their tool belt, but not going to commit to that B push, and still looking for an opportunity to enter somewhere, and it'll be the mid control that's next on the menu. Excal is going to be holding on to that dinner plate. A couple of shots ring out. Aceu there, going to send those pre-fire shots through, and a barrier orb again used in mid. I think both stages now have used their barrier orb, so that ability now off the table here for both sides, and it'll be Nickwu that's holding on to that side as the push will now start to commence. Four little strikes come through. He finds one through the smoke, but it's quickly answered back as Aceu will get that one, and now a 4v4. The spike's been planted as Team Dev now corner in the opposition. Another one and another as Team Dev are looking to fight their way through, and there's one last member here remaining for Team Canyon. It's Aceu. He finds the swing, but it's not enough as NTT cleans it up, and now Team Dev back on the board and showing they still want to win.
They would have lost that. Their economy would have been in the toilet, and we would have likely seen a 13-3 conclusion to this map. Winning that round was incredibly important for Team Dev here. We will see very small economy on several members of Team Canyon. Will they opt to buy or will they not? But Team Dev sitting in a pretty position now with that round win. Obviously not on the scoreboard in terms of gun economy. They are now kitted, and Team Canyon does not look like they will be in the same way unless they play around with the money.
You know, the second half is always a refresh, a reset for both teams. Obviously it means that attackers and defenders swap respectively, but it'll mean that the economy now flattened out means that both teams have the potential to turn things around at the drop of a hat. Excal and Dizzy trading things away. The Sky Smoke gonna come through, block Excal off heaven. And now under control of ropes. It's a kill after kill as things are now down to a 3v3. Oh my goodness, Volcano with the up, and now a 3v2. One coming in for round. The flick is not good enough as Kellar will find out with the Sheriff, and now a 2v2, make it a 2v1, make it a 1v1 as it's Kellar up against Nickwu.
Now all eyes on Kellar. This was a eco round from the side of Team Canyon. Can he make it work though and give them a 12-1 advantage? We do see the spike go down. Nickwu sitting in heaven, gonna send out the recon drone. Try to get a little bit of information. He does now know where Kellar is. Onus is on Kellar now. If that is not a glitch, which I do not believe it is, Kellar has 1 HP. Can he make the 1 HP clutch? Yes, he can. And there we go. Kellar makes it 12-4 for Team Canyon. Backs against the wall. Team Dev now down. This is it. This is make it or break it, Simo.
Yeah, we talk about Aceu, we talk about Dizzy, we talk about Mendo, but it's Kellar, time and time again, in those clutch scenarios, he is able to come out on top for his team, and we saw that there up against Nickwu. 2 information agents, backs against the wall, one with the drone, one with the spy cam. Cypher able to come out on top, and it'll be Kellar that hopes to lead his team to victory here, and potentially match point here. Not potentially, it is match point, but potentially the last round for Team Dev.
Hear an early audio cue that sounded like the Viper ult from Team Dev. Maybe just trying to dissuade a push. NTT sitting in mid, just trying to block off, and mid in heaven, trying to block them off from coming into the mid position. We do hear the Roomba come out from Dizzy. Does not catch anyone.
Canyon just looking for those pre-fire shots into the Viper spin, and I think it was a pretty good use of it, able to dissuade them from pushing further. Gonna be up for a long time, so Team Canyon really discouraged from pushing on through. The toxicity, not of the match, but of the Viper spit, gonna reduce their health levels quite low, and it's gonna be very difficult to fight in that. So the rotation either now has to be to A or has to be to B. They're gonna opt in for what's behind door number A, or letter A rather. Volcano will be there to stop the push here from the ramp, and off to the side is going to be running back. A couple more shots bring out Volcano. Will find one, but it's quickly traded away, and now a 4v3. It's a big swing from Dizzy, flying out through the door. He finds 2. Oh my goodness! And now a 2v3 as the Devs make their way to the A site.
Incredibly smart use there by Aceu of his Phoenix ultimate. Just getting that information. Free death. We do see a return from Nickwu. Now it is a 2v2. 2v1. Aceu with the frag. The onus all now down to NTT. Can NTT do it? Or will Team Dev get upset? That is it, though.
It was a kill. NTT managed to find that frag up onto Aceu.